Hi, this is Mark Stiving, the author of Impact Pricing. I'd been in pricing for quite a while, and I hadn't seen a book that I thought really captured all of the different concepts that I believed that were true. I'd been blogging for a little over a year. I took all of my blogs and I laid them out on the floor and said, well, how would I organize all this? And then I rewrote everything to make it so that we could get a coherent process, a coherent thought around what pricing actually is. I have to say I'm most proud that it's readable. I remember being a PhD student. Actually, let's go back. I remember being an MBA student. As an MBA student, they made us read a couple of those journal articles written by PhDs. That has got to be the most painful reading in the world. And then after I got a PhD, I learned to write like that. And I would publish articles. And I still hate reading those things. I decided when I wrote this, I'd really like it to be readable so that people could absorb it, capture it. And based on a lot of the feedback I've gotten, I think we captured that concept. So that's got to be what I'm most proud of. The book itself has 4 big modules. And those 4 modules, first one is pricing fundamentals. And in that one, we really talk mostly about what is value-based pricing mean? Probably the most important module, the most important section of the book. The second section is price segmentation. How do we charge different customers different prices? This is a really important thing to be able to do when we're talking about pricing. There are 4 basic ways that we go through in the book. You could charge different prices to different customers just based on who the customer is or if they have an ID. You could charge different customers based on information you learn at the time of the transaction. You could charge different prices based on what we call hurdles. Could you make them jump a hurdle to prove they're price sensitive? Think about a coupon for a second. And then the 4th method is you could have a product. You could have a series of products where the people who are most price sensitive buy the least expensive product and the people who are least price sensitive buy the most expensive product. That leads us into the 3rd module of the book, which is all about product portfolios. What do you do when you have a portfolio of products? Can you create the good, better, best options, which is super valuable? Can you build options? Can you have add-ons? Do you have complements and substitutes? It's a pretty fascinating section and also really important section. The last section we called pricing dynamics, and this is because prices have to change over time. How do you change prices? When do you change prices? A pretty important chapter or module as well as several chapters. Everything we talk about in this book applies to subscription businesses. You could almost think of this as a prerequisite to understanding subscription pricing. The thing about subscriptions is it's this plus more, because the basic difference between subscriptions and what most of us think of in business is not only do we have to go win a customer with the price, we have to keep the customer paying us. And then ideally we figure out how to grow that customer. And those are the win, keep, and grow piece or revenue buckets of subscription business.